Dr. Rachael Molitor is a psychologist at Coventry University who specialises in human behaviour and behaviour change. After warnings about protest rallies at scores of sites across the country, why did she think the so-called far-right protesters decided not to show up last night?
At the moment, we've seen counter-protesters coming along and supporting the police and supporting the actual movement. So being able to really try and protect our local communities and our cities and our local areas. So I think on top of the police presence that we've had, but also the counter-protesters and also the understanding now that actually that their consequences are creating actions, or their actions are creating consequences for them. So we have now seen people who have been going through the court process very quickly, and actually surprisingly quickly. And from that, they're starting to realise that actually they can't really get away with it. They can't be completely anonymous, and they may have a criminal record for their actions.
What prompts people to become so violent in the first place in these protests, you think? I mean, surely it undermines their cause.
We all have a right to protest, and we have freedom of speech, but the people who are looking at this rioting and the looting and show aggressive and violence are actually more opportunists. So they're people who feel like they are de-individualized from the group, the mob mentality, and they're able to go and just create chaos for chaos sake. So we don't allow that within our society, and it does, link to that criminal record. So by being someone who's anonymous from the crowd, someone who may want to be able to just be violent because they wouldn't normally get away with it. So it is that opportunity of doing something over and above what we're normally allowed to do, but getting away with it in the first place.
How big a part does social media play in all this?
Oh, social media plays the part in all of this. And I find social media is such an important part, actually, in both aspects. So yes, we see the negative aspects of social media by people being able to plan, to be able to share where they're going, the location, what's going on. And that can be a real struggle for especially local areas that may see lots of people getting into one certain area, whether it be a big city or a small town. Also negatively as well, we see the real stress and anxiety on the local population, so people living in that area. But actually, on the other hand as well, we see the positives of social media, where you can actually see the evidence of people creating, maladaptive behaviours, creating criminal acts, and that's being filmed on the social media. So we have an opportunity of evidence to be able to say, actually, you were here at this time. And in addition to that, it can be a relatively protective factor for the local community. If they are seeing things on social media, they know to keep away from it, just so they aren't accidentally part of it by proxy within the commotion when it's happening.
Dr. Rachael Molitor there.